All right, we're live. E, what have you been up to, man?
Not much. Just I had work today, did a couple workouts, and kind of hanging out.
How does it feel to be the Dewey Brothers' first guest?
Honestly, I am incredibly honored. This is really cool. It'll be cool whenever you guys are make it big, and I'm going to say I'm one of the first people to listen to this podcast.
And the first people on.
Yeah, and first people on. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
number one.
Yeah. You guys are making me feel really good right now.
Yeah, I know.
How was the wedding this weekend?
Oh, it was a blast.
I got a picture of you, Jory, and G, and I had FOMO for sure.
I heard Michael Gallup was a groomsman.
Yeah, him and Elijah are buddies from Butler.
Yeah. I'll work with one of my partners at the firm was a part of that group at Butler, and he's good friends with Gallup, and I think he watched Michael's kids or something. But yeah.
Have you seen Michael Gallup in person?
No, but
he's small.
Really?
He's like, I saw him at Fake Patty's Day, and he was every bit, like maybe a tiny bit taller than me. Like,
I think he's 6 foot.
I would say probably right around 6 foot. Yeah. Unless maybe I was standing on a little bit of a ledge or something, and I was kind of looking down.
Who does he? He's not with the Cowboys though right now, is he?
He just signed with. I thought he just signed with someone.
He retired. He signed with the Raiders and then retired.
Oh, okay.
This year? Did he play last year?
I don't think so. But the Raiders will do that to you.
Yeah, they will.
He's had a disappointing career with just injuries. I feel like he's never been really healthy.
Yeah, you heard all those Butler guys, at least the Carroll guys that went to Butler. They were all raving about Michael Gallup from, as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, he was at Colorado State. Is that right?
He started at Bama and then transferred to Colorado State.
Gotcha.
Is he from here? Locally?
I don't think so.
Ella?
But
we would have heard of him, through high school and whatnot. You kind of hear about
Michael Gallup in
everybody
Kansas. Everyone would have known about him.
Right.
For sure.
But he was in the league for what, 5 or 6 years probably.
Yeah.
He outlived the average NFL lifespan for sure.
Yeah, he was the number 2 for Dallas for.
They were talking about him on First Take
A number of years, really.
Cowboys do that to you, but Skip was, being a big
I
Cowboys
think he had a couple
fan.
good years.
Yeah, yeah.
I think a lot of them were just disappointing because injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you last that long, there's any disappointment, period, getting to the league, but, you last more than, what is the average, 3?
Yeah. He's doing all right. I think he's doing okay.
Yeah, I'd say.
Him and Elijah were roommates at one point.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Yep.
You never know who goes through Butler in those Kansas JUCOs. They're just walking around these towns, but a lot of them are going to be in the NFL.
Yeah,
or
absolutely
wherever. And I don't know, is basketball like that? Where you got guys like at Coffeyville or at Garden City that do any of them end up in the NBA?
I don't know so much about NBA, but it's dude, if you are playing D1 JUCO basketball and you are like a key contributor, like you have a shot of going somewhere big. Like I remember playing with our JV playing Cali. The score was, I don't even know if I should say it on air, but it was unbelievable. But like usually when you play some of these JUCO teams, like you'll see them in warm-ups and you'll be like, okay, like freak athletes, but maybe can't shoot the ball well. And we were saying, one after the other would be a windmill dunk, and then the next guy would shoot like a step back 3. And like I remember me and Jared, we were coaching that team. We looked at each other and we were just like, oh God, like it's gonna get out of hand.
Who's the best player you've ever coached against at Bethel? Like, or the biggest name that's ever gone on to? Because you never really hear about guys going to Wichita State or KU from JUCO. You hear about him going from Sunrise, but that's high school.
No, we played a dude, EJ Onu, played him in the national tournament. 6'11", 7-foot wingspan, had a triple-double against us, shot 43% from 3.
Wow.
He's I think he went to the G League. I think he was with Orlando. Now he's playing overseas, but like.
Who did he go to after JUCO?
Well, he wasn't JUCO, he was NAIA.
Oh, okay.
NAIA. So he was actually a guy, like, he spent 4 years at Shawnee State is what it was. 4 years there, and then people were saying he was getting recruited by like Texas Tech. I think KU even was in there a little bit, and he decided to go pro, and probably a mistake on his end, honestly. Like he could have played for a powerhouse D1 and been a contributor. Like he could shoot the ball. Block shots. Like I think he had 12 blocks against us. I remember one of our point guards going up for a layup and him blocking it and him looking over at us like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do here.
Right.
So, but yeah, he went G League. I think he's probably having a good career overseas, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But we've played guys who, it seems like every time in the national tournament, like we are like in the middle of the season, we're like, all right, like we're getting hot. We're pretty good. And then you get to the national tournament and you're like, all right, like there's some dudes out here, just bigger, stronger, faster. But we played another guy, Mason Walters, up at Jamestown, Jamestown kid, played there, I think for 4 years, used his COVID year, went to Wyoming, big contributor for them. I don't know if he's still playing, but it's crazy. Jamestown kid through and through, like their whole entire, there he is right there.
Polish basketball league. Yeah, NAIA champion.
National champion.
State. Where's Shawnee State? Is that in Kansas?
Ohio, I believe. But it's actually pretty cool. Like I remember our head coach walking out to the game. We're coming out of the tunnel, and he goes, we are going right through the tunnel, and we are seeing their basket of them warming up, and they're just ripping this rim off, dude. Like, there's no rules pregame where you can't dunk or anything like that in AI. And I remember our head coach looking at our 2 sponsors we had. We like sponsors that you're given. And he goes, well, thank God it's not a dunk contest. And so, like, it was like, if you looked at them and looked at us, it was like, man, we're in a world of hurt. And then game goes on. We're basically 1-3 away that rattled out with about 4 minutes to go. And then they go down and hit a 3. Made it like a 6-point game, I think. But, I mean, we're in it.
When you recruit these kids that go to Bethel, you're seeing, because you're going to the same tournaments as kind of everybody, the big Texas tournament or the big whatever tournament. So the caliber of athlete is drastic. You're going for a slate of guys who is obviously different than what KU is going for, or Duke, or even someone like Wichita State, or like, someone like a Creighton or something. Have you ever met any, like Bill Self, obviously, but have you ever met any D1 coaches at any of these places?
I would say I don't feel like me and
going up to them.
Ortez. Yeah, it's just not one of those. Like every once in a while, maybe one will come say hi, or like he'll be walking by. Like, so all the coaches sit at the end, like on the baseline. And so like Danny Manning came by the other day and said hi to us. And so like, that's pretty cool.
Does he just know you because he sees your Bethel shirt?
No, it's just all these coaches. And so like the thing to do with like those tournaments is like, yeah, you're going there for the players, but it's honestly a little bit of it to like show face, like just to show you're there. So the kid sees you there. A lot of it, I'm telling you, a ton of that stuff is networking. Like all these coaches from different colleges talk to each other. And like, it's just one of those things. Like you see someone, you say hi. Like,
do you try to build
coaches and stuff like
do you try to build like a networking relationship with the high school coaches, or are these high school teams, or are they more AAU teams?
Yeah, so it's AAU.
Okay.
So like a bunch of these teams will be like, so like say a Texas team, like there'll be guys from different high schools that come together to play for the same AAU team in the summer. And so, I go down like around Christmas time and watch some of these teams play, and like watch Allen High School, which is one of the biggest high schools. And like some of their guys are playing on teams of like guys from like Lancaster or whatever. Like they're all over the place. The one thing I will say is like, I'm a Kansas high school kid. You guys are Kansas high school kids. It's different.
In Texas?
Texas is just flat out different, dude.
Yeah.
It is, like, I think that if you took the best Texas high school basketball team and you played the best Kansas high school basketball team, it would be on like Donkey Kong.
Really?
Like, yeah. And that's nothing bad about these Kansas teams.
You could probably say that about Oklahoma or, Colorado or Nebraska. Yeah. You could say, nobody holds a candle to Texas, maybe except for California.
Who is the best
Florida,
Kansas high school? Sunrise? Best high school?
Yeah, but they're not in the same classification.
And Sunrise gets some of these guys. Kids from everywhere.
Yeah. So they have multiple different teams too. Like they have a top team, they have a prep team.
Sunrise does?
Yeah. And then they have a high school team too, but I think they only play.
Like who did Grady play for?
Grady played for the top team, obviously. Like
yeah, right.
So I don't know. Like we play one of the Sunrise teams with our JV. And like it's like, they're better than us. They're more athletic, bigger. But it's not like a complete blowout. Mm-hmm. We were in a good game with them last year. But the top team, dude, who do they play? Something else. They travel, so they'll go to Atlanta or whatever. Like they'll travel kind of all over the place. All their games, I think, are neutral sites. I don't think they really have any home games or away games. Like it's kind of meeting people.
But these are high school kids.
Yes.
So would they play like, this might be a stupid question, but do they play like Sierra Canyon? Are they that level? Like where LeBron's or, all these major California kids go?
I think they'll play about whoever. Because I don't think that they have the rules where you have to play certain people. I think they can kind of go and play whoever. And I could be completely wrong on that. But I know that they don't play like you don't play the derbies or the so-and-so. But I will say Sunrises, I think it was their top team. They played, when I was a freshman at Dodge City, they played our high school team, varsity team. It was like their only away game of the entire year. And it was like a close game. I remember their head coach got ejected in the first like 5 minutes of the game. And we ran, Dennis Hamilton, shout out to him, he's our high school coach. He ran like a 3-2 zone, 2-3 zone. I'm sure these guys have never seen a 3-2 zone with the guys they're playing. They're picking up full and getting in your grill. And so we throw a zone at them and they're a little confused. And we're feeling good. Like I remember everyone, vibes were good. And then first play at halftime, you remember Roman Young?
Yeah.
Roman Young was on that team. I remember he was about at half court, brought the ball up, and they ran a play like right off the jump. He threw it up to the top right corner of the backboard, and a dude just came with one hand. Just
wow.
Damn. Yeah.
And so that's when the game turned.
Right, sure.
It got out of hand.
That zone can really mess good teams. Like you see it in the NBA, these NBA playoffs, like the Denver OKC series, when OKC, the talent is so overwhelming, and when they get on rolls, it's like an avalanche. Yeah. But that series lasted because Denver was, and it rarely happens in the NBA, but they're throwing a zone at them because you can't go man to man against a team like OKC when they have that big of a talent discrepancy.
Yeah.
But that went 7 games. And a lot of it was because that zone.
For sure. It takes you out of rhythm. Like you miss a couple open shots in a zone, all of a sudden you're thinking about is this a good shot or not?
Right.
And I think that's a big thing. Like
it's hard to get into a groove in a zone. Like if you're playing man and you can beat this guy, you're just running pick and roll against a weakness.
Yeah.
Every single time. Where a zone, you really have to run something different on offense like every time.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think that zone's tough. Like zone is tough. I remember we were in a game this year, varsity, we were playing really well. I think we got up maybe 16 or so. This team ran a zone and we couldn't do anything. We never had an answer. I think there was about 12 minutes left in the game, never got an answer. Don't know how many points we scored in that span, but not a lot. And they came back and beat us. Threw a zone at us. Just we were dominating, feeling so good. It was like, we're on the bench feeling great, and then all of a sudden they throw a zone and we don't score one time. All right, then we start doubting ourselves a little bit with the next shot we get, and then we miss that one. And then it's like, then they go and they're in a rhythm. Like you can get in a rhythm when you're playing against man. When you're in a zone, it's tough. It is tough.
What do you tell your guys in that? You're just like, don't keep shooting it.
Find a middle.
I mean,
find somebody in the middle.
We have some pretty good set plays to where we can get the ball downhill through zones. But I would say that, like you got to worry. You still got to drive the basketball. I think that's one thing a lot of teams don't do. Whenever they see a zone, they just pass it around the arc and hope to get a good shot. Like you still have to get the ball downhill and drive it, especially like a 2-3. If you can get the ball in the middle, then your big's coming up and then you can have, lobs at the rim or whatever. But yeah, I think the biggest thing, like get the ball downhill, play off of it, attack long closeouts, and still somewhat treat it like it's a man defense because they're going to have to come out and close you out at least.
Right.
And then you got people diving from the nail and all that. Do you guys know what the nail is?
No.
Is it the elbow?
No. So the nail,
I hear people talk about the nail and I don't exactly know what it is.
Is it that dot in the free throw line?
It's the dot in the free throw line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, really? So it's at the very center of the free throw line?
Very center. And they say every court has it. I don't think every court has it.
Well, Carroll does.
I don't think ours does at Bethel. I don't think we got a nail. But we always say it.
Wow. So I've been my whole life using the nail as a word to set up for my free throw shots and never knew that was actually called the nail.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually thought about you today. So we had a kid that we were working out and he doesn't have any rotation on his shot. Like, I don't know what it is. It's a knuckleball. And I was like, I know a guy. I
think it's because I leave my left hand too much on it. My left hand dictates my shot too much where, like, when I go up with my right, it doesn't have that natural spin when I'm finishing with the right. Because my left is there a little too much to dictate.
I think it's
the
like
rotation.
We talked about this today. I think it's like the hand is behind the ball, and you're like shooting like this, and then your hand's not like under the ball, like
that. Yeah, you could be right.
I would say that's one of the biggest things with like shooting is like hand under the ball, but it works for you.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen you rally off some threes in a game before.
Yeah,
doesn't work for me. Yeah, I hung that game up. I like watching it.
Yeah. It's just good cardio.
It's great cardio.
It's like there's going to be one of these days where I'm going to be like, dang it, I'm going to tear an ACL or something. And I'm going to be like, God dang it, why'd I do this?
Yeah.
But it's also like, I'm not going to use the fear of not playing.
Yeah, you can't live in fear.
Yeah. It's like, I love cardio. I love playing with our guys. I love playing on Sundays. Like, basketball is so fun to me. And it's like, if I go out and just run, I'm bored as hell, you know? But if I go play basketball, at least I'm competing. I'm playing with like friends. I think it's so much. Like, if you text me and say we got pickup runs at 5 a.m., like I'm gonna be there. Mm-hmm. Like I just love playing basketball.
Kind of like golf, you know, where it's like, oh, we got a 6 o'clock tee time. I'm gonna bounce out of bed. Oh yeah. My alarm's gonna go off, and I'm gonna be like the Undertaker rising up out of the coffin. Like, let's go. Yeah. Versus having to wake up for work
for sure. Something. I think that, yeah, for sure. I think anything fun you're playing with like friends is it's just a good time.
For sure.
Yes. It's so funny how much easier it is. Like you're waking up at the same time, you know, for this or for work or a job, but you know, it's just you just wake up with a completely different mindset when you're wanting to go do something.
For sure.
I know. I may have been telling you this. My last round of golf, I played 9 at Tex with Eliza before the wedding. And I was playing well, really striking it well. And then I just blew up on 9. Snowman, 2 in the water. 2 in the water. 1 banana slice. And then the second one, I just basically topped it right into the water.
That's a good feeling.
Huh.
Yeah.
Took an 8.
That's Troy saw me out at Eureka. I think I had 4 shanks in a row.
Yeah.
4 shanks.
Really?
Some shots I never see a hit.
Dude, I almost hit this truck.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Ooh.
Dude, so you know it's hole 4 along that road?
Yeah.
So I see this car coming behind me, and I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about hitting this car. Like, I was like, all right, like, I got so much room here. I'm just going to hit. So I hit, and I shank one. And, like, the ball flight is, like, just going, and, like...
It wasn't a shank. It was you got elevation on it.
It was elevation, but it had some spin going this way.
So it was like my usual drives.
Just is your driver?
No, it was my iron. It was an iron middle.
It was off the tee box on a non-par 3.
Because I think they say a shank is off the hosel.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was close to a shank. Like I know what a shank is.
Sure.
Like it was close to a shank. But I'm telling you, like this truck was going. I had the ball just right here, and it's like everyone behind me is like, oh no, and it just goes right over the top of this truck.
It might have hit underneath and bounced and even hit the truck or something.
It was scary, dude.
Like the truck was behind him as he hit the ball. So we're watching this ball in the air as this truck's going, and it is just gliding perfectly.
It's tracking.
It looked like a drone. It looked like a drone. It was tracking this truck, and
you let it
somehow it didn't hit.
Thank God,
but you let it perfectly.
Oh yeah,
like
I was waiting,
dude. If I was a quarterback, that's a touchdown.
Just let it perfectly.
Yeah, I was waiting for that back window to just turn white.
Yeah, I think I learned a lesson that I'm not near good enough. I just wait.
Because when you hit it, I knew that truck was coming, but I even thought I was like, Eric's fine. Like I wouldn't have hit it in your situation, but when you hit it, I really thought I was like, Eric can hit this ball, and then you hit it, and I'm like, oh, well,
it's also like it's behind me too, so it's like it's not like it's coming.
But if you
get
me. Ball flight, it hangs up there for a while,
sure.
Enough for a truck going 45 or 50 miles an hour to catch up to it.
For sure.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, it was tough. It was a tough round. We'll be back.
We'll
be back.
Yeah, it's still so early in the year.
For sure. I've played a decent amount of golf this year. It's been good.
That's fun, man.
I've only played twice and actually struck it okay, surprisingly enough. Just kind of picked it up right where I left off. Not great, but...
Yeah. If you would have told yourself 3 years ago that you'd be where you are right now golfing, you would have been so pumped up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can confidently grab whatever iron and good chance I'm going to strike it relatively well and not be super fat like a shank.
Yeah. Or a whiff.
Or a whiff.
I've seen you whiff a time or two.
Many times. Many times. I'll still whiff if I pull a 3-wood out of my bag, though.
Yeah, you're not a 3-wood guy.
No.
That thing scares you.
I just don't get it.
It's a good club.
I don't get it.
You just got to match the slope wherever it is. Match the slope and just let it rip.
Or swing easy.
I guess.
Just pretend like it's a 9-iron. Swing it easy.
Yeah.
Like, and you'll.
I mean, if you hit it square in the club face, that thing's gonna go. If you top it a little bit, like
if you're whiffing it, that's mental. It has nothing to do with the club and everything to do with your mind.
I'm not whiffing, but I'm chunking.
I still think that's mental.
Maybe.
Yeah. Just little adjustments.
Yeah.
I think that's a big
thing. Take it to the range. Pretend like it's a 9-iron, swing easy, and you'll start connecting.
Yeah.
I guess. I'm not in any position to give anyone golf advice, but that's what I would do.
Yeah. I've been hitting a 4-iron okay, so I've just kind of been doing that.
Go to Kurt again.
Yeah. Yeah. If I get a lesson, I'll definitely go back to Kurt.
Dude, Kurt's awesome.
Yes.
And reasonably priced. Like, not outrageous by any means. He helped me.
I bet he was pissed. Did you guys ever hear Super Bowl week when that rumor that Mahomes and Kelsey were
No, somebody took a picture of the
Texas Tech playing in the NCAA tournament here in Wichita.
Oh,
And,
yeah, that's what it was.
It was one of the bell. I think it was Brock.
Yeah.
He wrote down Kelsey, Mahomes, Blake, and Brock, and the news showed up. Like a bunch of people in the neighborhood went out there.
There was a guest list or whatever, and it was their names on there.
Yeah. Good publicity.
The news showed up and
Yeah,
everything, and nobody was there.
That's hilarious.
Was it a prank?
I think.
Yeah.
That's savage.
I mean, they weren't out there.
Totally believable, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of
I
the
remember
better
hearing
golf
it, and I was
courses
like,
in
oh, that's
Wichita.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Everybody's
Nice.
like, all right, Mahomes coming to town.
Yeah.
Tech's playing in the first round, second round of the tournament.
Was he ever even here?
No.
Man, that's crazy.
I don't think.
Because I would have thought that would have been easy for him to come to. Right? It's Wichita's probably perfectly in the middle of Lubbock and Kansas City.
I know he's gone to some KU games, but that might be just
Yeah.
because he's close to Lawrence.
I mean, he goes to Texas Tech games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or, I don't know. Maybe he used to before he got giant, but
Yeah.
you know, I believed it. I think
Chiefs going to
everybody
be
believed it.
just as good next year?
I think so.
Probably.
Me too.
Their ceiling is, or their floor is just so high.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And they're so well
Are
run.
they really with Mahomes Mahomes and Reid going to go 7-9?
Yeah.
It's
No.
not going to
No, they're
happen.
Probably not. And everybody, all the people saying the Chiefs are going to be bad, they keep bringing up there's no way they go 12-0 in one-score games. That's such a, I don't know, it's such a stupid take.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay,
It's
maybe
like,
they'll go
how
9-3.
many
Yeah.
how many NFL games are one-score games? Basically all of them.
Yeah. It was a little crazy last year with the Chiefs.
Sure.
Like the Broncos.
Yes.
Broncos block kick. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
there was a lot of games where you're just like, how do we keep doing this?
But
But
they also
still, you're in
didn't-
the position to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
And they also didn't play as well last year as I think they could have. You know, they were in all these weird games. Like I think that, and I think you could probably do a study on teams that have won back-to-back. Like it's hard to win just back-to-back championships.
for sure.
It's just hard to keep that going, especially when you're trying to win back-to-back-to-back. Like you're asking a lot out of guys to be what you think they should be for 3 straight
Yeah.
years.
And you got all of the other NFL teams with the best football players in the world saying we have got to stop them.
Right.
Like, everyone is motivated to take down the Chiefs.
Right.
Yeah, it's the game everybody's got circled.
Yeah.
And all these guys, like you said a second ago, all these guys are playing basically almost a full season more than these other teams that aren't making the playoffs.
Yeah,
Chiefs go to 3 straight Super Bowls. That's 9 games right there that
for sure.
other teams aren't playing. Another half season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like Chiefs fans, like if you're like online, it's just a cesspool. But like Chiefs fans drive me crazy with their bitching. Like it's like you get that sometime in the near to midterm future, both Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes aren't going to be here. Like, do
Yeah.
you remember what it was like being a Chiefs fan before them?
For sure.
It was awful. It was awful. We were that team that was like a mockery for, either not making the playoffs or not winning a playoff game. We went like 20 or 30 years without winning a playoff game.
Yeah,
Like, just enjoy it because eventually this is going to be gone.
for sure.
Right.
It's going to be gone.
I even think about that with like, dude, it drives me. KU, I'm a big KU fan. Their Twitter drives me absolute nuts. It's like so many people saying self is washed,
It's just the
this
internet,
and that.
dude.
It's like, man, who do you want?
Right.
Like, what head coach could, if you could pick anyone, who would it be? You know,
Right.
like maybe there is someone who's younger or something if you're wanting something like that, but there's not. I don't know if there's a better coach out there. Like he's had a couple bad recruiting classes that just didn't work out, and all of a sudden everyone is just like the dude won 14 straight conference championships. That is the most unbelievable thing I've ever
How
heard of.
do you know when they hired Self? Was it like 04? Right after Roy
It
went
was
to
right after
North Carolina?
Roy.
Did
Yeah.
Roy coach another year after they lost to
I don't
Syracuse?
think so.
I don't
think
know.
he left. Okay, we'll just say 04 or 05, and it's 2025 now. He's never not made the NCAA tournament, right?
No,
Like, that's going to
I
happen.
don't think he's ever been
Oh,
close.
here we go. Bill Self was hired as a men's
03.
basketball coach at the University of Kansas in 2003.
So right after their championship loss to
He was named the 8th head coach in KU
That's
history. He's only had they've only had
That is
8 head
crazy.
coaches.
Crazy. You know who the head coach is that had the only or had the worst record? I don't know if it's a losing record, but the worst record.
KU.
There's a little trivia for you.
Fog Allen.
Fog Allen.
Really?
I think I knew that.
Yeah.
I think I heard that somewhere.
Did he win a
crazy.
championship there?
I have no idea.
He probably did
We
something.
won
great
one
if
in
it's
like
named after him.
53 or something. Well, he's the he's the founder of basketball.
No, that's James
James Naismith. Sorry. Yeah.
Maybe he was the first coach at KU or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, Fog Allen's a known name. I mean,
because of the field house.
Fieldhouse, yeah.
But just why was it named that?
I don't know.
Probably because he did something really good.
No,
Would be my guess.
Didn't win any basketball games apparently.
Well, it's a high standard
Yeah,
when you're going up against guys like Bill Self and Roy Williams.
For
and
sure.
Other people I'm not thinking of that every KU fan knows.
Okay, so James Naismith was
Inventor of basketball.
but he's also the first and only coach of Kansas with a losing record.
Oh, I didn't know.
So it
James
wasn't Fog
Naismith.
Allen.
Huh.
So what'd Fog Allen do? Why is Fog Allen such a big deal?
He probably won some of those championships in 50s.
This is very not KU fan like of me.
So
not to know
Naismith
this.
is celebrated for created the game while being the only losing coach in the program's history.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's just what shows you that those KU fans that are bitching on
He's lucky
Twitter
he
need
invented
to
the game.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That's a privileged life. Just like us Chiefs fans. Don't be complaining. Because we are every team's envy. And like when you get like another thing I've thought of is like when everyone talks shit like on the Chiefs and like I like the Thunder. So everyone's talking about the foul baiting and they foul you on defense and whatnot. It's like don't fight it. Don't fight the complaining because no one's complaining about the Wizards. No one's complaining about the Houston Texans. One day, maybe not KU, but the Chiefs will be that, or the Thunder will be that again.
KU
now they
could
were
be.
that, maybe. But the point is, when you get hate, you're winning or you're doing it right because nobody hates the mid teams.
For sure.
Nobody hates the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
Why? Because they suck.
Yep.
Because they suck.
Yep.
sure.
There's that quote. No, what is it? There's never a hater doing better than you.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's exactly right.
It is. It is.
Yep, absolutely.
And so when Twitter goes ablaze over a Chiefs win, it's like, enjoy the fire.
Yeah.
Because soon, no one's going to care about it. Like, look at the Patriots. You think the Patriots would kill to be getting shit talked on them like the Chiefs are now, like they were back then. Patriots are just a dormant franchise. Now, maybe they have they got Drake May. Maybe they'll get there. But since Brady's left, they haven't been there. They kill to be getting people talking shit on them like the Chiefs.
It's crazy. You never think about it, but the fall off can be so fast.
Yeah.
Like
So
it can
fast.
be so fast.
WSU is the perfect example.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
They're
Absolutely.
the perfect example. They fell. They're like the worst case of falling fast.
Yeah.
They had an anchor tied to their foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
They went from-
I used to be such a Wichita State hater, and they've had such a steep fall off that I am now starting to try to root for them.
Oh, they're irrelevant.
Yeah. They are irrelevant.
Yeah.
You can't even hate them. Like, there's nothing to hate.
But now you think, when they're not competing with KU or something, you're like, they're so bad. And, it is my hometown team. So get back to the tournament because they're no threat to KU.
Yeah.
Where back then they were. But now it's just like, just go 500.
Yeah.
Show a pulse.
For sure. All it takes is one good year. You get one good recruiting class, and you're good.
Yeah, but the difference with this college basketball with a program like Wichita State is you get one good recruiting class, you are a good team. Now it's all wiped away.
Yeah.
Do it again.
That is the nature of it.
That's why it's hard to even, be I don't know. It's easy to be a fan, but it's hard to be a fan of a program like Wichita State because you loved these guys. They were with you for 4 years. And now it's...
Even KU, like Frank Mason, Devontae Graham, like you get those guys that are there for 4 years and it's like, this is awesome. Like I would die for these
You grow
guys.
up with them.
Yeah. And it's like, even KU last year, I don't even know if I knew all the players on the team.
Right.
And I've been a diehard since I was basically born.
Right.
It's just tough.
Yeah, dude. I'll go to WSU games like last year, and I'm like, who's 12? Who's that running out there?
Yeah.
Who's number
Crazy.
12?
And he's
missing-
probably not on the team anymore.
Who's number 12 missing that layup?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways,
All right.
should we take one?
Yeah. Let's take a break.
Who do you guys, any predictions for the finals?
Yeah, I think everyone, including me, was like Thunder are going to dominate this. But the more I think about it, I think Indiana's offense and OKC's defense, like, it is going to be such a fun series to watch. Like, you guys talked about this in the pod. Like, Oklahoma City's defense is something I have never seen before. And every single one of them are physical, like, strong. Like, they're
guards.
Yeah. They're in, like, Caruso. Like, someone like they had Caruso guarding Jokic for a little bit.
Isn't that crazy?
It's like, what?
I know.
And he's doing fine. Like, I mean, Jokic is having 40 and 12 and 12, but still, like, I don't know. Yeah. I think it'll be Thunder in 6.
And I'm sorry to be repetitive because I said this on the last one, but I really believe it. That's Oklahoma City's trick because like Randall, when Randall got Caruso or Dort, he's not near the player Jokic is, but these big guys that have some skill think when they get a guy that's 6'4", 6'5", it's a mismatch.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
It's not only not a mismatch, it's a mismatch for OKC.
And it's also
it's how they trick you. They make you think this is a mismatch. But it's actually a mismatch for OKC because they're going to turn you over and go dunk it on the other end.
Yeah, that's the thing is when they get steals and they get running, like, they are terrifying.
Oh, they're so fast.
They are so fast. They can put up points in a fury. Like, they can really get going. I think one thing, like, whenever you have these, like, their defense, like, you drive the ball, like, someone is digging in there to try to get that ball. Like, they are so good at just, like, instinctively always being at the right spot, and they play so hard, like. If you're one of those NBA guys that say, oh, they don't play defense in the NBA, go watch a Thunder game and shut up.
Patino tweeted about it. See if you can find this one, Blake. Patino said that he has, in his whole entire I think it was Patino, in his whole entire coaching career, has shown NBA offensive sets to his team. He said this year, like 3 or 4 or maybe more different times, they watched Oklahoma City defensive film during their college basketball.
They're elite.
Read that, Jack. I can't totally see it.
It's interesting. In my 40-plus years, I've never shown clips of my teams of NBA defense, offensive sets, and individual moves, but never defense. Until this past season. We watched the Thunder at least 3 times a week. They're switching, loading up to help, and rotations are awesome. And they are still so young.
They're the only team, and I've heard like Zach Lowe or Russillo or some smart NBA guy talk about it. Like, you got the Splash Brothers or, whoever else, LeBron teams, where they gain momentum from hitting shots.
Yeah.
And they gain momentum from their offense. Oklahoma City gains momentum from their defense.
Oh, yeah.
It's not about what they really do on offense.
Their defense leads to offense.
So fun to watch.
Right.
Like, if somebody on the other team drives and it spins, that ball's getting taken.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's getting taken by Caruso or it's getting taken by whoever else.
Yeah.
And they're off and running. It's a 2-on-1 and it's always an and one.
Yeah. They're just so deep. Like,
and interchangeable.
Interchangeable. Yeah. Like, you have any of these guys who can go and have, having Jalen Williams, Chet, and SGA, where, like, you talk about, I saw something like, it's like people were talking about, like, oh, does Shea have like a number 2? It's like, have you been watching Jalen Williams all season long? Like,
but he had never done it. That's why people were saying that. He was bad in that
sure.
Dallas series last year. But they got that Denver series going 7 was a baptism for Oklahoma City. Yeah. And I was also listening to someone that said that Denver ruined the zone for these other teams because Minnesota tried to throw a zone at them and Indiana might here. And it's just not. Oklahoma City, now they might get them a couple of times, but Oklahoma City has seen it and conquered it because of that Denver. They went through it. They went through the baptism by fire going through that Denver series. And now nothing really relates to it. They just blow through Minnesota. Their odds are, what are they? -400, -450
something like
to
that,
beat Indiana. Like, they have gone through it now. And so, I think you never know, but I don't expect this series to go.
I do think it's a really cool thing for Halliburton, though.
I'm with you.
Like, he kind of got shit on this summer, with all of the, Team USA stuff. And now, like, he's the only active player on that roster that's still playing. So, like, I think that's pretty cool. He didn't play for Team USA hardly at all.
Is that? Yeah, because none of them. Oklahoma City had Dort and SGA play for Canada.
Yeah. He's the only player on that roster that's still alive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And he is also, like, obviously a just massive part of that.
I mean, you never heard about the Halliburton thing. You always heard about the Tatum thing with Steve Kerr.
Yeah. And that's a cool thing about Halliburton, too. He's always, like,
-7. OKC's -700.
Jeez.
Yeah, Indiana's +500.
That's probably right, though.
Yeah.
If you're gonna bet it, just lay the
500.
-700.
Oh.
Bet $50, win yourself $1.
Dang, that is nuts.
Get yourself something nice.
That is nuts. God, you don't see that very often in the NBA Finals.
Dude, I could see Halliburton being quiet in this series.
I could too.
There were games where he didn't shoot very often against the Knicks. And I don't like that from teams' best players when they get real passive.
Yeah.
And I could see Oklahoma City really, really shutting him down.
Yeah. I think their offensive stuff is like super fun to watch.
Indiana.
It
is.
It's fun to watch.
They're fast too.
They're
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah. And Halliburton's a good playmaker. Like he wants the ball right off rebounds, but he's going to give it like right back to you.
Mhm.
Like he just pushes the tempo. I don't know. I think Thunder are obviously better. But I think it'll go 6.
It could.
Maybe.
So you think they're going to win Game 6 in Indiana?
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah. It's my shot.
Doesn't that mean they're going 7?
Thunder in 5? No. That means that you win.
Oh, the Thunder win Game 6.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I think Thunder get them in 5.
Yeah, I would think 4 or 5.
Who knows though? Like they could totally go in 4. Like the Thunder could win in 4.
It's these first 2 games in OKC are so big for Indiana. You have to get one. If you don't get one, it's going to be over in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
If you get one, now you've got a little life.
Yeah.
That's a tall task, man.
I did see something. These are the 2 youngest teams ever in playoff history.
In the NBA Finals?
In the NBA Finals, yeah.
Yeah, the Thunder are the youngest team in 50-some years to make the NBA Finals.
I think those are both the 2 youngest teams.
I believe it.
Damn.
It's a new era, man.
Yeah.
It's a new era. We might not ever see LeBron or Curry or Durant back in the finals.
It's crazy to think.
If you're out west, I was listening to Bill Simmons on the way here. He was saying, "Don't aggregate me." How goes that? We're now aggregators doing pods, but so we're gonna aggregate you, Bill. He was saying that because they just fired Tom Thibodeau. Did you guys see that?
I did see that.
He said a lot of times you'll see this, and you'll see that they're big. They're big game hunting, and you'll hear that Durant doesn't want to play for Thibodeau, or Giannis doesn't want to play for Thibodeau, and then they sign Durant or get Giannis, and then it all makes sense.
Do you think that what do you think about these NBA teams whenever they get deep in the playoffs and they fire their coach? Do you think?
I think it's that. I think it's what I just said.
But do you think the teams need to do this?
Warriors did it. Mark Jackson had them into the playoffs in, I think, advanced past the first round, and they fired Mark Jackson. Everyone's like, "What are they doing?"
It's just so insane.
And they hire Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
And they win. One of the greatest NBA dynasties ever.
Yeah.
So it does work sometimes.
That's one example, though. I feel like there's a lot of other examples out there that
Yeah,
it just
probably.
it's just these teams continue to not be that good.
Yeah. But if they are,
But if it works,
if they are big game hunting and we don't know about it yet,
yeah.
and you're kind of doing the Draymond, talking to these guys before the season's over, and Durant said that or Giannis has said that, you're gonna fire Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Tibbs probably turns people off too.
Yeah, probably.
Just starters log so many minutes. I bet Tibbs turns people
His
off.
teams are always good though.
Yeah.
Thibodeau's never coaching a bad team. Those Bulls teams were always good.
Was he the head coach of Minnesota when Jimmy Butler was there?
I think he was.
I think so.
Dude,
I
I
mean,
would
they weren't
love
great, but
to be a fly in the room during that Jimmy Butler
yeah,
practice day.
yeah,
Be crazy.
yeah. I remember after the practice, Windhorst went on to ESPN just after the practice, or they had an interview, I guess, or something with Jimmy Butler, but it was boy, something crazy happened here, because this is just a Wednesday practice day, and you got Windhorst reporting on it.
Yeah.
On the mothership, the main ESPN.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, he ain't one to mince words.
No, he's not.
He's a dog.
He is a dog. I used to absolutely love Jimmy Butler. I hate that everywhere he leaves now, it's always a bad ending. I feel like everywhere he's been and everywhere he's gone, it's always
Philly,
a bad
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I forgot he played for Philly.
Minnesota. Yeah. I don't know what it was like. It was Chicago. Didn't he get drafted by Chicago?
Yeah. He did. He played on with Derrick Rose on the late version of those Bulls teams. And then
but he is a dog. There's no question
is.
that.
I mean, they made the the finals in Miami.
Yeah.
And that team wasn't.
Yeah.
Who
Who was on that team? There was like nobody on
Bam.
that team. Bam. And then you had, what was his face?
Was Harrow on that team yet?
In the bubble?
Yeah.
Who was that guy, the white boy?
Duncan Robinson?
No.
Oh, that was group economics. I couldn't
No,
help
what was his
myself.
name, dude? I cannot think of his name.
Duncan Robinson?
No, I'm not thinking Duncan Robinson.
White?
Tyler Hero is there
Kelly
too, right?
Olynyk?
No, it's a dude who he had a good run with him that year, and then I don't even know if I've heard of him again.
Is he a big?
No, shooter.
White?
Yeah, undersized. I feel like undersized. He's probably 6'6".
Heat, right?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
Pull up that Heat team, Blake.
Dragic.
might have been.
The Euro.
No, that's not who I'm thinking of.
You sure it's not?
I could be
Harrow
totally
or
mistaken here.
Robinson? This is their team right now. Kyle Korver.
No, not Kyle Korver.
This is their.
He still
team.
plays in the NBA.
I don't know. I'm stumped.
Can't remember.
Me too.
Wait,
Stumped.
what year is this, Ella?
Let me double check.
People are going to be confused whenever they hear me say Ella.
You've got a lot of names for our video specialist.
Yep.
Yeah. Lots of names. But I mean, that was a team that wasn't. Kind of like, you could look back and kind of say the same about this Indiana team. The East is just suspect. The East can always send out a stinker.
Tatum blowing his Achilles opened
he
the door
sucks.
for everybody.
Yeah, but they were already down.
But even the Celtics aren't, I don't know. Like even those teams don't have to go through the West. You have an OKC Denver series in the second round. That's it. We could look back and say that was the finals.
Yeah.
Where these East teams are playing the Pistons. The Pistons will be probably pretty good in the future here, but you're just not getting the.
Dude, that Thunder Nugget series was war.
Denver's got championship DNA, man.
Yeah.
Guys like Jamal Murray, that dude's just a playoff performer.
Yeah.
Christian Brown. He's just
Christian Brown.
You just
had a
know when
great
you
season.
see it.
We got here.
I don't see any white guys.
No.
Dragic, Harrow.
Gabe. No, not Gabe Vincent.
No.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who I was thinking of.
Me neither.
But that is a crazy team to make the finals.
Yeah, it is. Spoelstra, man. Spoelstra's a great coach.
Huh.
Yeah, he's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, talk about championship pedigree.
Yeah.
That guy's floor is high.
Mm-hmm.
He'll take a bad team and be pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's coaches out there that can do it.
For sure.
He's one of them.
Yeah.
He might be the one that can do it.
I heard a story of him. Can't remember who the shooter was or who the player was, but he went into the gym. It was like an off day. He gave everyone like a mandatory off day. And he goes into the arena and he sees one of the guys shooting in there. And he kind of goes and helps him work out a little bit. And he goes, all right, we're doing a shooting drill. You got to make whatever it is in this time. And if you don't do it, you got like a 10 and 60, which is 10 lengths of the floor in 60 seconds. And it's like, this is the dude's off day. And so he goes, doesn't get it, finally gets it. And he goes, that's work. And then walked out.
Wow.
Yeah. And that probably wasn't exactly right, but it was something along those lines where he was like, if you're not putting pressure on yourself to make these shots, then who cares?
Right.
Yeah,
that's good.
That is good. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you're putting in work, but no one, like, you're not, there's no pressure here. Like, you're just in here shooting.
Crazy what, you even take it out of basketball, crazy what pressure does to people.
Oh, yeah.
Like it really does produce greatness because you have no choice.
Yeah. Yeah, the stakes are so high. If you want to win anything, the stakes are so high.
Or succeed in anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apply pressure.
Yep. You've got to just do more
Yep.
than what other people are doing. You got to get up earlier.
For sure. Kobe. It's mom mentality right there.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great life lesson.
Yeah, there it is.
Really.
To compete with yourself. Josh Richardson.
Force them to make 70 out of 100 triples on a day off. Yeah.
So do you know
that does it.
what people say if you're like in the gym shooting? So say, like the shooting gun that like pops the balls back out to you.
Mm-hmm.
So they say if you shoot 80% on the shooting gun, you would shoot so if you're just doing standstill or whatever, moving in threes, whatever it is, you would shoot half of that would be your game percentage. So it's that tells you a little bit of pressure. Now you also have someone guarding you, but it's also the pressure of it. 80, can you imagine if you are shooting on a gun and you make 80 out of 100 shots, you'd be like, man, I cannot miss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm flame throwing. But then you get in the game and it's 40%, which is what people classify as elite level. But it's just think that. So say you make 50. You're like, oh, that's pretty good. That's 25% in the game.
Wow. Because you're right. It is pressure.
Yeah. Pressure and people guarding you. You know, you're not just getting standstill wide open threes, but
But you see good shooters get into funks out there. You know, like Isaiah Joe for Oklahoma City, who's a flamethrower. His difference between regular season and playoffs is dramatic.
Yeah.
And he's getting a lot of the same looks, but it's just the stakes are up.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it does. You're getting the same looks, but it's no longer the regular season.
And you're missing them now. Good news, if he's not in the game, they got 4 other guys who can go.
Right.
Yes.
That helps. Casey Wallace has been fun to watch.
Oh my gosh. I adore Casey Wallace.
He's awesome.
I think that he's and I think as the years go on, you're going to see he's going to be a foundation of whatever run this is.
Yeah.
He's going to be, I think, a Chet or Jalen Williams level impact player. Yeah. He's just so young right now.
So the Thunder have everyone on contract for next year.
Yeah.
You see that?
They don't lose a single guy.
That's insane.
Damn.
So they could win it all and run it back. Same squad.
Gigantic favorites going into next year.
Yeah.
Because
that's such a big thing.
And all these guys are young. They're all going to get better. Jalen Williams and Chet. Jalen Williams is 23. Chet's 22.
Yeah. How old's Shea?
26.
So he's not even in his prime yet.
Right. Shea's going to get better.
Yeah.
Casey Wallace, who I just read, is 21.
Yeah. Dude, Chet could be a monster.
Yeah. Think of what Chet could be at 27.
Yeah.
5 years from now.
Yeah.
But this OKC team has a chance to be really, really special.
For sure. Absolutely. I'm rooting for them.
Yeah, they need to get it done this year.
Yeah, they do.
You just never know.
No, you don't.
Especially Oklahoma City. They've lived it before.
Yeah, if there's one person that knows they got to get it done, it's Sam Presti.
Right, yeah.
Because he was the architect of
the
team
team
that didn't
badass.
get it done.
That dude is a badass.
He is.
He's running circles around other GMs.
And he's doing it in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
You know, Rob Pelinka gets the benefit of being the GM of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah.
You know, Pat Riley's the GM of the Miami Heat.
I will say Oklahoma City, they get behind their Thunder. It's obviously not the big markets as those. But
it's a one-horse town.
Yeah.
OU, Oklahoma football, and Oklahoma City Thunder basketball.
Yeah. OU softball.
I know, but
they
when
had
you're
a tough loss.
They did. But when you're talking
that.
Yeah.
Macro, nationwide, softball is big, but real nationwide
for sure.
intrigue, it's Oklahoma Sooner football, Oklahoma City Thunder basketball.
Yeah.
Those are the two shows.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So they do. That atmosphere at the game 5, when they were when I don't know, was it ABC or ESPN televised the game, but one of the announcers, it might have been Richard, or is it Richard Jefferson that's calling those games?
Yeah.
He said, because when they panned in, the arena was going crazy for all the pregame and stuff, and he was like, yeah, even the officials, they went and fist bumped us all, and they looked back and they're like, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that place gets rocking, man.
That's how special that place is.
It gets rocking. Yeah. Regular season games are loud. I can't imagine we went to a playoff game, didn't we?
Barely remember it.
Yeah. We had what was it, the St. Patrick's Day, $1.
Yeah.
$1
It was
Coors Lights.
one of their pizzerias in Bricktown.
I forgot about that. We had about 15 beers a pop.
They were all green.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
That was, we found a gym right there. We came in trying to play some pool, and we got $1 green Coors Lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had about 15 of them each.
Right.
Yeah. That was fun.
That was
the series that Dame hit the game winner against them,
That was the one game the Thunder won in that series.
Yeah.
We went to it.
Yeah. That was cold.
It was us 4.
Dame was on another planet at that time.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Age will do that to you.
Yeah.
He's had some injuries. Did he tear his Achilles?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah, Bucks are in a tough spot.
Do you think they're going to trade Giannis?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea. But you're not trading them unless you have a plan, because they don't have any other picks left. So you can't tank. So if they're going to trade him, they got to be getting some good players that are going to keep them in the medium or higher than the medium.
What do you need with Giannis? Like, what do you
Shooters.
just shooters all around?
Yeah, you just need other good players. Like, I
mean, if you get Giannis,
you don't even need just shooters. You need good, just solid basketball players around him.
Yeah,
and because his high is so high,
yeah,
he'll elevate you. It's not. You don't even need a whole bunch of knockout shooters. You just need three other, solid basketball players.
Yeah,
and they just don't have it.
Yeah. It's insane that there's people out there like Giannis who are as big as he is that can just do everything. Like that
in a league full of giants.
Yeah, in a league full of giants. Like that one on, I think it was like a trending Twitter video of him like taking one dribble and getting to the other court or other side of the court. Like what in the hell?
I know. He's an
like
alien.
some of the going courtside for one of those NBA games would be unbelievable.
Yes,
you'd be like, you guys are real people and you're this big.
Because I was just telling Taylor that. Like, you don't appreciate it in NFL would be the same, but
yeah,
you don't appreciate it on TV. Like, all of these guys are gigantic human beings. You don't appreciate the speed. You don't appreciate the size. You don't appreciate the leaping abilities on TV because you just get normalized
it's
to
just
it.
Normal.
And they're all the same. So, you kind of go off comparison, in life where you're just comparing a whole bunch of guys that are the same size.
Yeah.
For the most part, especially when you're watching on television, where if you go and you spit like courtside, that's got to be like a perspective changing experience.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like a big game when these guys are going as hard as they can. Like an NBA Finals game courtside would be crazy.
All the pressure.
Yeah.
What's that ticket go for, Al?
I sent it to you guys because I was like, man, do we dare go down? Is it going to be like $200? I think it was like
for game one.
It was like $800 to $1,200 or something like that, which is a steal. At Madison Square Garden, they're probably going for like $15,000.
Yeah.
They said Game 7. I forget where I heard this. They said if there was a Game 7 in the Garden between Indiana and New York, courtside was like $500,000.
Oh, God dang. And it'll get sold. It'll get sold to someone.
Somebody will buy it.
Oh, boy, they were more than I thought.
Spike Lee will buy it.
Wow.
Average ticket price for Game 1 of the Oklahoma City Thunder's home NBA Finals Series is around $2,400.
That's a lot of money in Oklahoma.
With the most expensive ticket listed at over $30,000.
Jeez.
That's going to be like, I called it on one of the previous ones. There's going to be like Westbrook, Chris Paul, Carrie Underwood, maybe like Zach Bryan, Blake Shelton, some big Oklahoma people.
$30,000 for what? 48 minutes of basketball?
I even think of like with how big these guys are.
It's nothing to the people that can afford it though.
For sure.
Like you got, so like our biggest guy on our team, 6'8", and love him to death, but like he's a big man, back to the basket big man. And it's like, he's the same size as Luka. Like Luka would come out here and he'd be the same size as Cade and he would just do whatever he wanted.
Right.
Like do whatever he wanted. He could make a shot, step in front of half court. Like it's just crazy that there's guys out there that are that big and that skilled. And it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. The best guys in the NBA are supernatural.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. You say, like you hear all the time growing up, it's like, oh yeah, you work hard, you can achieve anything. I can tell you one thing, me at 5'10", I can't achieve a whole lot in that field.
Right.
No. Yeah.
Then you see guys like TJ McConnell doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Good for you, man.
Well, TJ McConnell's 6'4".
You know Peyton Pritchard?
Yeah.
He's a solid player. He's a small dude for Boston.
Yeah.
He's really good, actually.
Yeah, he is.
And he's not a big guy.
Yeah, he is good. Have you seen the videos of him on Twitter, like ball handling workouts? Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Ellie, you should pull that up.
Well, that's why.
It's like him dribbling in his garage.
That's why he's his size in the NBA.
Yeah. And it looks like it is like, the video looks sped up. Like with how fast he is going. It's crazy. It's like walking backwards, just going between the legs and like, it's crazy.
I was looking something else up. Who are you talking about?
Peyton Pritchard for Boston.
But he was fun at Oregon. I remember.
I didn't even know he went to Oregon.
I remember him at Oregon. He was with
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah. I don't know if he was.
Remember when Coach K pulled Dylan Brooks aside after Oregon bounced him in the tournament?
Yeah.
For celebrating too much.
Yeah. There it is.
Wow.
Crazy. And he also shoots it at like 42%.
Yeah, he's a hell of a shooter. Holy cow.
He's got the half court thing down too.
He does. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but those guys are they're different, man.
Yeah,
They are.
I think they beat Duke in like either Sweet 16 or the Elite Eight, and in the handshake line, Coach K pulled Dylan Brooks aside.
Coach K knew.
Well, it's
'Cause we were
also
giving
Dylan
Coach K
Brooks is the
shit.
team that beat KU.
Coach K's the sorest loser out of them all.
I know. And that's what we thought initially, but now we're like, which, yes, you're right. But
You're right.
now we're like, oh, I bet Dylan Brooks is doing some
Yeah.
some degenerate shit
Yeah, probably.
after that win, knowing what he's done in his NBA career.
Yeah. Who's the most hated player in the NBA?
Oh, man. I don't know. They're all kind of buddies. There's not really a bad boy in the NBA, at least none that I can think of.
I can't think of any either.
The NBA's got that's a great thing about the NFL too, is all their stars right now, all the quarterbacks seem like great dudes. Like Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow. Yeah. Like they're all really good interviews.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have great perspective.
Yeah, it's like Josh Allen and Mahomes like golf together.
Right.
Stuff like that. Like that's cool.
Like some Burrow interviews that you hear, like when after a loss, like when Burrow has a tough loss, his reflection on the game is so great.
Yeah.
It's so great. There's just no excuses. It's really smart. Like, I've gained a lot of respect for Burrow as a Chiefs fan, listening to the stuff. Same with Lamar.
Yeah.
Like, Lamar just takes full accountability.
Yeah.
Like, these guys
You
are
have
just,
to.
these guys are fantastic at this stuff.
Those guys get what it means to be a franchise quarterback. They get that at
Yeah,
the
they do.
podium. At the podium matters a lot too.
Yeah.
It matters a ton. When things are going well, it's not because of you.
Yeah.
And when it's going bad, it's because of you.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's why they're the best.
That's why they get paid what they get paid.
Yep.
You know, that's why the Cardinals with Kyler Murray aren't ever going to do it. Because
Too much Call of Duty.
you watch Kyler Murray.
Bingo.
Like watch his some of his weird stuff, the press conferences, the weird stuff in the offseason, the weird quotes you'll get. And then you watch Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar and Burrow, what they're doing in the offseason, what they do at the interview stand. You're like, you're not playing the same thing either.
There's levels.
You have no chance against these guys over a period of time. You might get hot one year, not going to win the Super Bowl, but you might have a good year, but you're not putting together a legacy that Mahomes is putting together or that Josh Allen or Joe Burrow or any of these guys are putting together.
That's probably one of the reasons. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's one of the reasons Shador fell so far. How many times after Colorado games, and more than once, he was blaming the offensive line.
Yeah. You just can't do
Multiple
that.
times.
Like
Multiple times.
You just cannot do that.
Because playing the quarterback position in the NFL is more than just your talent. Because it's such a heavy weight.
Yeah.
You have to be able to handle it.
Yeah.
And it's hard. Like, not even saying, like, most people can't do it.
Yeah.
But when you find the guy that can,
you can tell.
It's way more than just talent.
For sure.
Like, talent is it's a big part of it, but again, look at Kyler Murray. Like, he ain't ever going to do it.
Yeah.
Newsflash.
Yeah. One of the best high school football players of all time, though.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, his talent is outrageous.
Yeah.
Think about his talent got him to the NFL without watching tape. Or minimal tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Got him to be the number 1 overall pick and a Heisman Trophy winner. Just raw talent.
Yeah. And he's talented. Like he's got
Oh,
that's why he's there.
Yeah.
Without doing any of the work.
Yeah.
He's in the NFL without doing any of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's how talented he is.
Yeah, dude. His year at Oklahoma was ridiculous.
And I don't want to say none of the work, but you get my point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see these other guys that are the cream of the crop versus him. There's no talent difference. There's none.
There's so many different intangibles that make like the greats the great.
Right.
Like there is so many different things that goes into it that's just not the on the field stuff.
Right.
And that's the proof of it.
Yep. Well, all right, man. You got anything else? Anything else on the mind?
I think so. Appreciate you guys having me on. It was
No
fun.
problem, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited to see what you guys do.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be fun for sure. We've got a couple good ones lined up, so.
Absolutely. This is just fun.
Yeah,
It's just a good time
Yeah,
sitting
it is.
down here
Yeah.
and shooting the shit.
You'll be a repeat guest, I think.
Yeah,
Okay, awesome.
reoccurring.
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, all righty.
All right, boys.
Till next time.
Thanks,
Till
man.
next.